Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Julie with Bookshelf by Julie. Today in our this is Make It Monday. Look, it's one of those mornings again. Okay, so it's Make It Monday. We're going to make two different elements to go in a journal. Now they can go in your envelope one, they can go in your waterfall signature, or any other journal you're making. Okay, any of them. All right, let me show you what we're doing. We're going to make this. I call it the crisscross pocket. Some people call it an origami pocket. Some people call it different things. I call it the crisscross pocket, but it's got a little twist this time. It's an open out crisscross pocket. It's a trifold, we'll call it, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, that's what we're going to make. That's one of the things we're going to make. Now, is it finished? No, I can decorate there. I can do a lot of things, and I can decorate there. But that's one of the projects we're going to make, okay? So, let me put this to the side. Another project we're going to make is this one. Okay, so it's a belly band. We've been making a lot of belly bands because we have some sort of narrow, places in here. So this one's a belly band, of course, like that, right? And then I've got one of my paper doll paper clips as a closure because it opens out to be a writing space. Isn't that awesome? Look, I get excited about little things. And then we've got a pocket up here, a pocket here, and a pocket here. So we've got, and this is a stacked image pocket to go on there. And then this just closes it and holds it, and nobody would know if they didn't know, you know. It's one of those things that people find out, oh, that opens up, you know. Cool, right? Super easy with 3 pockets. I mean, cool, right? Okay, so we're gonna make that. Let me set this out of the way, stack it back together. So I think I've got everything together to make these things. I think, okay. I think, you know, best laid plans of mice and women sometimes. Okay, so on this one, I printed this one on this side and this one on this side, so that my crisscross pocket's going to have different colors. I got to move these things out of the way because they're in the way. Okay, all right. And I've got this one ready, but I'm going to move it out of the way because it's in the way. All right, much better. Okay, so for a crisscross pocket, it's just going to have both sides showing. So whatever paper you're using, this comes from the Garden Time Paper Dolls, right? So whatever one you're just going to take one corner at the bottom and one corner at the top, and you're going to sort of sit them next to each other. This will come out a little different each time unless you want to measure. If you want to measure, go right ahead. I'm not doing that. I want these to be even-ish, okay? Even-ish. And then I'm just going to, do that. It's just that easy, right? I mean, super simple. You do want to get good crisp folds on this. So give it a good press down like so. All right. Now this is where, see what size you have to work with on your page, okay? So let me see. Let me dig out the one that I put to the side because I want to show you. We've got, my desk is full of everything now. We've got this one, and it's this wide. I had just about enough space on both sides not to crowd anything, okay? So this is probably about, 4.5. So if you want to go with that kind of measurement, you could do 5. It would be a little bit closer to your edges. Whatever you want to do with that. I don't measure these a whole lot because, well, I just don't. I just go, oh, I want it to fold in this far, and it works for me. I mean, what I do is I line up my bottom. That's important. Line up your bottom because you want that to be lined up, right? And then give this a press. But you can measure, you can do all the measurements and all the things, and you know, if you wanted to measure and say, oh, I want to make sure it's 4.5 inches, well, then you would fold it there, right? It's that easy if you want to do that. Since we already folded, we're going to fold it there. Because, yeah. And if that folds over, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. We're gonna fold some things under anyways, because now in the regular crisscross, I would glue this together, and you know, this would stick in here, you know, all the things like that, right? But I'm not doing that today. I'm not doing that today. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure that I've got this folded really good and straight. All my things folded. This folded over here so it tells you where to fold it back. I mean, why not? You could cut it off, but if you fold it back, you just strengthen that edge, right? So just glue it down. It was working, I promise it was. Okay, well, I have a solution somewhere. Give me a second to find it. Where did I put it? Okay, hold on a second. I have to find it. Okay, I found it. It wasn't very far away. So we're just gonna, you know, give that a little glue, fold it down. Fold it down. Yep. Get my brayer. Give it a good little bit of pressure there. Then it's done. It's taken care of, right? Okay, on this one, I'm going to go ahead and fold from this fold. Fold it over, right? Fold it over straight-ish, you know, as straight-ish as possible, right? And, yep, tuck it in under there, because, you know, you don't want it to get in the way of your pocket. But you do want to glue it down so that it's not in the way, okay? But it gives you a lot, this is a little powerhouse kind of thing, right? It gives you a lot of room to put things, okay? A lot, okay? Now, I'm just going to open it back up and give this a good roll. Make sure that's all down and not gluing the wrong thing or whatever. Okay, so that's basically it. You've got your trifold. What we're going to do now is, since we've got this, right, we're going to go ahead and put a pocket in here. Like so. We want it to be, let's see how big that is, on the inside. We don't want it to be right in our fold, so we're going to go with 4 inches, so it'll be 5 to make a gusseted one, right? This is just the way I figure things out. It's pretty simple. Okay, let me get back to cutting board mode, and we're going to go to 5. Yep, this is just some scraps I had. Because, you know, you have them as you make things. You have scraps. Okay. 5. And I'm going to go with 2.5 because I want it to be 2 inches. So 2.5 for the, you know, that. 2.5. Right there. Okay, another scrap. But, you know, sometimes you got to save those. They come in handy. Alright, let's go back to scoreboard mode so we can score our gusseted pocket, right? So, here we go. 1/2 inch. Turn it. 1/2 inch. Turn it all the way to the other side. And 1/2 inch. Pretty simple. We're not doing anything complicated today. I refuse. Okay, here we go. there, and there. Pretty easy. I mean, you know, you don't have to actually put a pocket in. I mean, you know, you don't have to. It's just a thing that, why wouldn't you? There's a big old open space there. Why not put a pocket there? It's what we do. We put pockets in things. And then we can put extra things. You can put journal cards, tags, or note paper, or, you know, leave it empty for the journal recipient to put something in there themselves. You know, something like that. Okay, now we've got our gusseted pocket. It is ready to go in there. Let me show you. Yep. It keeps you out of your fold is there, and your fold is there. It works out every time. Isn't that fun? Okay, we've got another scrap here. So we're going to use this one. Since this is the front, okay, we're going to use this one to make a pocket on this. It's going to be, let's see. I'm going to put another little gusseted pocket because they're cute, right? So we're going to go 2.5. So that would make it 3.5 wide. Write that down. And 2.5 tall. Okay. Back to our, you know, this. Okay. Using up your scraps is really fun. What did I say? 2.5. I said 3.5. I told you to write that down. Okay, 3.5 is that, and then 2.5 for the pocket. Oh, that's already the right size. Okay, we're good. Now we're going to go back into scoreboard mode. Yes, we are. Okay, again, we're going to do that same thing to make our little gusseted pocket. 1/2 inch, turn it, 1/2 inch, turn it all the way around, and 1/2 inch. Pretty simple. I like doing these. I like just keeping things simple. But when somebody sees something like this, if they don't know how to make it and stuff, it just looks very impressive in a journal. I'm just saying it does. Score it. Press it down really good. Trim your corners and that little edge. Just fun and easy, right? Okay. Like so. Now, we've got all that, and I'm going to go off camera and ink things up and put, get out of the way, and put some trim on here, okay? So, once I put the trim on, let me show you again. Because the trim is pretty and I'm going to do it. So that's just the way it is. Like so. You haven't glued anything down until you glue something down, right? This is still open-ish and open-ish. Now that's not because that's glued to the back. But you don't glue anything down until you get it. So that makes it easier to put the trim, right? Well, we did glue those little pieces down on the corners. But other than that, it's all still open. So I'm going to ink it. I'm going to put trim on it. And yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Now you could, if you got energetic, you could put another pocket there. I didn't do it. But you could. I mean, it's just that simple. Quick and easy, right? Those are easy. Easy, easy, easy peasy. Okay. Be back in a sec. Okay. I've got it all. I even put the Velcro on. But look, you know, it's just one piece of paper, right? And a few scraps. So this will hold so much, guys. It really will. You've got a big pocket behind. You got a pocket there. You got a pocket there. You've got a pocket there. You got a pocket there. And we're going to put the other pockets. So let's put the other pockets. because that's where we are. But yeah, it's really super easy. You can do this in, you know, just a few minutes, really, because you're just kind of piecing it together. Super simple. And it'll hold a lot. It really will. You can even put a little notebook in this. It'll hold a lot. Okay. So, we've got this one about finished. And then we'll start on our other one. Both of them are just more or less one page, one piece of paper, whatever you want to use it. You know, that you can use if you've got a digital kit, or if you've got some of the scrapbook paper that you buy. Just use whatever you have. You can make these. You can mass make these, and then just use, you know, use neutral papers to make them. And then put whatever you're working on in the journal, you know, to embellish and decorate. And yeah, you'd have plenty of things made up to, you know, to go in your future journals. Build your stash that way, right? Yeah, I think so. It's a good idea. Sometimes when I have time, I might do some of that. Oh my word. Time. Seems to be that one thing that is kind of elusive. Now make sure when you're putting this pocket in that you don't get into your folds. Keep an eye on where those are, right? So you just want to make sure you've got plenty of room. Get it straight. Yep. It moved on me a little bit. Get all the glue wiped off so that you don't glue the inside of your pocket up. That's awkward. Okay. And we'll get our gusseted sides on. Okay. Get that in there. There we go. Give it a roll, why not, you know? Okay, then we've got big pockets. Now, you can embellish this all over the place. You can do all sorts of decorating and things like that when you're getting it ready to go into. And I probably will do some of that because, well, you know, we've got so many cute little things in the paper doll, in the Garden Time paper dolls. Till, you know, you got all the little critters that's in the garden, you got the kids, you've got all the things, right? Okay, we've got that one ready. The only time that what you're going to have to do on the back, and that's why I didn't do the tape on the back, this will make it, you're going to put tape here and across here if you're going to make it a top loading pocket, which I am. So that will close this up to where it won't unfold anymore. Other than that, it would still unfold. You don't want it really to do that on the page. You want it to get on there and be a pocket then, not a piece of paper. Yep, for sure. So I wanted to show you that. And then we'll be done with this. We'll move on to our other one because it's super cute and super easy and all the things. Okay. And that's just as simple as it is. Right there. And it's ready to go in and load up. Because you can really, really, really load this. Make sure when you're going over that you get that squashed down really good. Pretty cool. Okay, let's put that aside. Now we're going to make this one. Let me make sure I'm... Okay. this is it. Just a reminder, this is what we're making. And we've got all of our things together to make it with. So I'm going to leave her off for now because I'll probably be referring back to this in a minute. I usually do. Okay, so this is our little paper doll that's going to be our closure. She's got her little thing on there. Excuse me. That cold is not gone yet, guys. Seems like it's hanging on forever and a day. Okay. So I chose a piece that was going to be very not busy, I guess is what I'm thinking. Not using this side. I'm using this side. And what I did was I printed that line paper. That's our freebie that we use a lot. I printed that on one side because that's going to be our writing space, right? Okay. So move out the way now. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 6 inches wide on this side, and then we're going to remove a 1/4 inch on the top and the bottom. So let's go ahead and do that so we get it down to workable size, right? Well, I got to measure this because I don't want to fold my whole thing out. I'm weird that way. I like this because you can fold it in half. Every now and then I'll unfold them, but it's got to be for a real reason. A real reason. Okay, 6 inches. And then we'll be down to what we're working with. Right there. All right. This is extras now. Okay. And we're going to take off a 1/4 inch. Let me get this over here so I can work with it better. A 1/4 inch at the bottom, right there. And make sure you're keeping it straight because, yeah, it can get all weird on you. Okay. Again, that little trick of starting in the middle, if you've got a smaller piece you're cutting off, it helps a lot because it'll get all, I don't know, it'll just get weird with you. Okay. Make sure it's butted up against here and here, that way, or whatever you're cutting with. That way you've got it straight, at least as straight as you can get it, right? Okay. So now we've got our piece ready. We're going to do this because I want to get it straight, folded straight. So this is the part that's going to show. That's pretty, yes, but it is what it is on this. Okay. If you've got something to butt something up against, then it makes it easier to, to do that. Now there's a sheet there that's kind of fading into the background a little bit, but that's okay. We're just going to line our pockets up on here. This is it. I mean, we're going to put this part onto here so that we have a good sturdy back for our thing. So let's go ahead and do that so I don't forget, right? Because, I am a professional forgetter. I'm going to do this so that I don't get things on the wrong place. Yep. Yeah, I'm just going to put tape on here. And not that size anymore. I'm going to use this size. Ooh, about out of this side. I got some more coming. I do. Get that out of the way. Alright, now we're just going to put this on here. Come on now. Huh? Look at that. It's right at the end and it ran out. How cool is that? Sometimes things work out. Reminds me of the A-Team. I love it when a plan comes together. Excuse me. I get silly sometimes. It just happens. Okay. All right. Now we're going to just take this. I know it's pretty, but there's other pretty in the thing. We're not really losing a whole lot. And this is one of the sheets that was, the pages that was sort of, it didn't have any kids on it and stuff like that. It's just very neutral, not busy, that kind of thing. Because we're going to put those pockets on the front, right? Yeah. So, let's see which way I want to put this. No, I want to put it this way. I definitely want to put it this way. Let's see. There's a reason I'm hemming and hawing about this, because sometimes it's not easy to trim on the edge of this. When you've got a fold, you really do have to watch that, because you could cut into your fold, and then I would just have to start the video over, because yeah. Okay, let's give that a good roll. And now we just simply trim this out so that we have a good sturdy background. File folder is great for that. I mean, it really is. You can round your corners if you'd like, but it's not necessary. It's a belly band, so, you know, it is what it is. Just trim right up to your edge. This is how I back my journal cards. It's how I back my paper dolls. Everything. I back them on journal card. I use this process just because it's easy, it's simple, and it gives so much strength to the thing you're backing, right? Okay. Now this is where it gets hinky. You don't want to cut into your fold. So I want to just kind of lay the blade of my scissors next to that. You can kind of feel when it touches it, and then just, you know, gently go down. Gently go down there, just touching it, but not going over it. So don't hold your breath. You have to breathe with this. So just breathe, and you know, just let your blade of your scissors touch it, and most of the time it'll come out just right. But I always go, nope, no holes. So if you went over, you'll have little holes in there, and that's not cool. That's where you want to just do another one. It's not hard, so do another one. We'll move this out of our way now, because we're done with that. Okay, we're just about, see, it's just that simple, guys. Okay, let me give this another roll. Okay, and we've got our, where did my pockets go? Here they are. I went ahead and cut the pockets out because, well, I've already shown you the gusseted pockets, and this is just taking pieces from the page. So I cut out two, and we're just going to put them on there, right? Okay. And I'll do the trim in a minute. So, well, I'll do the trim off camera. But anyways, do the trim if you want. You don't have to do the trim, but I'm just showing you how to put these together. Okay. It's just stacking those images. That's something I like to do. Ooh, I don't like it when my glue gun does that. It just can get some mess in it. I have to get glue off of it and off of my fingers and off of the, you know, the whole thing. And I grumble about it, so there you go. Anyways, on these I ended up with doing 1/2 inch on the bottom for the gusset, and 1/4 inch on the sides. Yeah, there's that. And then just kind of stack your image up there and, you know, do the thing. So, fun little projects, super easy and very beginner friendly. You can make something really, really cool, and people will think you did something really hard and complicated when it's just so easy, right? So, and pretty. I mean, who wouldn't want this in their journal, right? I think it's pretty. So, yeah, I think sometimes we just use our imagination and we come up with things. Now, pocketed belly bands have been around forever. I've done them loads of different ways. But I like finding different ways to do them. You can make it with a top-loading pocket, a side-loading pocket, you know, but I like it like this. So that's what we're going to do. This is the sheep, so we're going to put him there. The pictures will kind of tell you where to put the pocket or the pattern on your paper, whatever you're working with, right? They'll kind of tell you where to sink it in there at and stuff. It may be a little more difficult to do something like this with the, but some of that pattern paper, you get 2 pieces. So there's that, right? Okay. We're going to put this right here-ish. So we're stacking our image. The bridge is right there, so you can kind of tell where to put that one. And the sheep is there, of course, so there you go. Not a lot of it's going to show because of the way we put the things in and, you know, all the things, right? Okay. So, yeah, just simple. Stack up our images, and the fewer things that are on the page, the better, because it's easier that way. You want it to be easy to just put them where you want to put them, where you need to put them, whatever, you know. All right. But yeah, the pattern or the image or whatever, it will sort of tell you where to put the pocket. You can make them where they stagger and go this way, this way, this way. You don't have to use a certain anything really, you know? So, there you go. Like that. And this one I kind of go by this doohickey because we're going over that, right? And you got the little fences to line up. Yep. It makes it easy. And then, of course, before I put it into a journal, I'll put the trim and get it all prettied up that way. Okay. Yep, we just have the top of the fences there to line up. Is that cute or what? I think it is. And there's lots of little things in the journal kit. If you're using the Garden Time paper dolls, there's lots of little tags and journal cards and things like that. And you can print them out half size and such. And loads of things will fit in these little pockets. It'll hold a lot. So, yeah. Pretty cool. And to me, I think it's just so pretty. Yep. Just that easy. Just that easy. Yep. Something like this would be very, very good for a beginner to start out with, and then they could feel really good about themselves. That's what crafting does, you know. It makes you feel good about yourself. It's good for our mental health. Remember that report I read you about Sanjay Gupta saying that crafting is good for your mental health? Yep, it is. It's very good. Okay. We have our paper doll as our closure. And you just want your paper clip to slip right on there, really. And there you go. Of course, like I said, I will put the trim on before I put it in the journal because, and then you've got lots of stuff to put in the pockets and all the things, okay? We've got this one and this one made. That one's already in the journal. Super cool. And where's the other one that's in the, here it is. And this one is already in the journal. Am I in shot? Okay. Super cool. Pretty easy. Open that up, write a bunch of stuff, use your paper doll to close it. How much more fun can that be, right? And we had a fun time. I had a fun time. I hope you guys had a fun time. I did. I do. I will. Okay, we've got that and that. Just cute. Okay. You guys take care. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. TTFN.